So in our previous class, we were discussing that one cannot, uh, one cannot be a bhogi or one cannot be a tyagi because everything belongs to Krishna. Nothing belongs to us. So that's why there is no there is no sense of someone talking about that I am a tyagi or I am a bhog is definitely not good thing, sense gratification, but one cannot renounce everything because it does not belong to him. So bhoga, we understood this thing that bhoga is something which is 𝗶𝗶𝗏. If someone is whatever, if he's using it for his sense gratification, then he is actually a thief. And tyaga, which means renunciation of whatever, means if he's saying that I am a renounced person, I am a tyagi, then that also doesn't make any sense because nothing belongs to him. So real renunciation is whatever we have, we use it by offering it to Krishna. Krishna should be in center. Moving forward, okay, the PDF is there in the group. You can open that if screen is blur here. Okay. In this regard, we are continuing from page number 62. In this regard, Krishna gives us this direction. Sarva dharman parityajya mam ekam sharanam vraja. Bhagavad Gita 18.66. Although we have created different types of religion based on bhoga and tyaga, we are thus advised to give up all of them and to surrender unto Krishna. So these are actually false identifications. Yesterday only, one person texted me. Actually, he is a doctor and he thinks that he belongs to a Muslim family. But he used to greet me with good morning and I used to greet him with Hare Krishna. So yesterday he texted me that, he is showing his curiosity to know about God. He was saying that, can you show me a path about how can I get Paramatma? He was saying like this. So I was starting from very basic, that do you understand this thing that we are not this body and we are souls, and thus if we are souls, then whatever false identifications, whatever designations from which we identify ourselves is also false. Just like if someone is uh, thinking he's identifying himself as a doctor or as an engineer or as an Indian or an American, or then later I mentioned, or a Hindu or a Muslim. So these are actually false identifications, false designations, because soul has no designations, has no such designations. Soul is just soul. Then he said, yes, I understand this thing. We all are fragmental part of Supreme Soul. And I was surprised, wow, he is already aware of this thing, that we are fragmental part of Supreme Soul. So, see, people are aware of these things, but only one thing is missing, that they don't understand who is that Supreme Soul, who is that Paramatma, or who is God. People are confused here. But once they got to know that God is Krishna, Supreme Personality, Supreme Soul is Krishna, then he'll start serving to Krishna. And this is what Krishna is saying in Bhagavad Gita, that you just give up all the false identifications and you surrender unto me. Just give up whatever false religions you're identifying with, you're identifying yourselves with all those false religions or whatever things, identifications designations. Just give up all those things and you surrender unto me. So later I told him that, okay, if you wish to know about how to get God, how to reach to God, then you should read, you should take knowledge from scriptures. And then I also mentioned that when I'm saying scriptures, then I'm not saying Hindu scripture or Muslim scripture. I'm talking about Vedic scriptures, which is for every human being. And when I'm saying Vedic scriptures, that means Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam. So later he said, okay, I'll try to spare some time and I'll try to study. So later I asked him that, okay, I will share you recordings every single day. You may hear those. So later he said, okay, I'll try to spare some time to hear them. Now let's see what happens. So yes, this is very much important to understand that we do not belong to any religion. You will find many people who say that we are the followers of Sanatan Dharma. You will find many people like this. But if you will ask them the meaning of Sanatan Dharma, then they'll say Sanatan Dharma means Hindu Dharma. But it is not like that. Sanatan Dharma means which is eternal. Eternal Dharma of living entity, of human beings. It is eternal. But Hindu religion is not eternal. Like people only, I don't know, Prabhuji was telling that there was one river called Sindhu. So people who were living, who were reciting another part of that Sindhu river, so people started calling them Hindu. So Hindu religion is not eternal. And I was also wondering on this thing when I was trying to tell him about Krishna. Then I was wondering that how come people thought that Krishna is a Hindu god? Why people didn't thought that Krishna is a Muslim god or whatever things? I mean, Krishna is not Hindu god or Muslim god or whatever god. Krishna is for everyone. But I was really wondering on this, that how people thought that Krishna is a Hindu god. So this was something perplexing for me. But anyways, so Krishna is telling that you just give up all your false identifications and you surrender unto me. It is not within our power to enjoy or to renounce. When renunciation is recommended in Bhagavad Gita, it refers to renunciation of everything that we falsely claim to possess. So yes, real renunciation is that whatever we have, we use it in service to Krishna instead of using it directly for our sense gratification. A child may take $100. Okay, wait. A child may take $100 bill from his father and try to keep it, although he may not know how to use it. The father may beg the child, "Dear boy, kindly give it to me." The child does not know that the money actually belongs to the father, nor does he know that he had best hand it to his father, for he simply does not know how to use it. Now, this is very amazing example what Srila Prabhupada is giving here. You will see just like a small child, you might have seen this in your home also, that if there is a family function, suppose there is a family function for the occasion of the birthday of a small child, a small baby. So you will see people who will visit at the function. They will visit at function, and some people, they will give some money. They will hand over some money to the hand of the child. Have you seen this? That child, even though child is not aware about what money is, but then also he will hold that money in his hand, and either he will chew that money, he'll put that money in his mouth, or he will do any rubbish thing, because he is not aware about uh, what that money, I mean, he's not aware about how can he use that money, because he's a child. Same way, you will see that even though people are grown up with their bodies, but then also they are same as that little child, who are not aware about this thing, that if we have got this human form of life, then what should we really do? They are not aware about the purpose of their lives, isn't it? And they are just wasting this precious human form of life in rubbish things. Just like that little baby, he's not aware about how to use that money, so he is doing rubbish things. He will basically uh, what to say, he will destroy that note, is it not? So same way, any person who is not hearing from scriptures, who is not taking association of devotees, he is simply wasting this human form of life in rubbish things, and he's actually destroying this time. I mean, I don't know if destroy is the right word or not, but I know you might be understanding what I really mean here. So that's why in Srimad Bhagavatam also, Krishna himself says this, that any person who is so much engrossed in his family matters, or in his wife, child, money, and whatever things, and he's not taking association of devotees, and he's not hearing from devotees, then he's simply an animal. He's simply a gokhara. Gokhar means animal. An animal, in animal also specifically donkey. He is simply a donkey. Just like a donkey, he is working so hard, and he is not aware that why am I doing this? He's not aware of the fact that why is he working so hard. But he think that, oh, this is my, like, uh, this is my destiny. I just want to work. I just have to work hard. And he has no consciousness. In his consciousness, he can never think that why am I working so hard. So people like this, who are working so hard in their life, in this human form of life, they are simply like that donkey. Similarly, Krishna says, renounce your work for me, renounce your wealth and property for me. Krishna is not a beggar, for everything belongs to him. But he does not treat us like small, but he does treat us like small children. So when Krishna is, asking us to offer our homage to Krishna, actually nothing belongs to us, but then also Krishna is saying, you offer your food to me, you offer your this to me, that to me. Everything belongs to Krishna. But then also Krishna is saying this for our welfare only. Just like I remember this thing, there was a time when there was one um, Uncle Ji. So, he had some affection for me. So he often used to give me some gifts or some money or fruits or whatever things he used to give me. And one day, the money he gave me, I took gift for him for that from that money only. Money was, he means he gave me that money, but I used that money for buying a gift for him. And he became so happy. He said, "Oh, you are the very first person who has gifted me something. I had never received any gift before." I don't know whether it was true or not, but he was so happy that, "Wow, you gave me gift." I mean, he only gave me money and I took gift from that money only. It's not like I spent my money, but then also he was very happy. So same way, everything belongs to Krishna. And then also you will see if we give it to Krishna and then we use it. So it is very, very pleasing to Krishna. See, a normal man living in this material world, if he can become very happy with this small act, then what to say about Krishna? Krishna is very, very, very pleased with this because no one is caring about Krishna, isn't it? They are just caring about their sense gratification. So this pleases Krishna very, very much. When whatever you are using and you are using it after offering it to Krishna. Srila Prabhupada says that the food that you are cooking and you are not tasting it before offering it to Krishna, this is your Krishna consciousness. We are always conscious that I can't taste it before offering it to Krishna. Even though if we might not be remembering whether I put the salt or not in whatever thing I'm cooking, but then also we never taste it. If suppose you have a doubt, then what you can do when you're serving that food, then you can put some salt in another plate. If there will be like no salt in your food, whatever food you made, then Krishna may take salt from that plate. Prabhuji told us that if you are in doubt that whether you put salt or not in your food, whatever food you made, so you can put some salt in a plate when you're offering it to Krishna, and if there will be no salt, then Krishna may take salt from it. How beautiful consciousness is that? So yes, Krishna does treat us like small children. Compliance to his request to give everything to him is called tyaga. So are you understanding what is the meaning of real renunciation? That whatever you have, you are giving it to Krishna first. And see how Krishna is so merciful. He never disappears everything. He accepts it and he makes that particular thing spiritual, transcendental. So that is real renunciation and is one of the means by which one can attain elevation to Krishna consciousness. How easy Krishna consciousness is. You really don't have to change anything. Like whatever things you were doing before, you are doing it right now also. But the only difference is earlier you were doing it for your sense gratification. Now you are doing it for Krishna's senses, for satisfying Krishna's senses. And when you do this, then you can attain elevation to Krishna consciousness. You will be elevating in your spiritual journey. Austerity, celibacy, equanimity, and charity are all required for realization of the ultimate or absolute truth. So, I was, hearing a lecture, and in that lecture, that devotee was telling that any person who is following these four things, and I mean the four regulative principles, then he is actually residing in Satyuga, and he's actually considered to be a demigod. He is a devta. He is a demigod. If he is following purity in his life, celibacy, austerity, and whatever, like four regulative principles mainly. In this age of Kali, it is very, very difficult for people to, follow these four regulative principles. But any person who is following these four regulative principles in this age of Kali, he is considered to be a demigod. He is actually residing in Satyuga. And I was like, wow, how simple is that? But see, we are taking association of devotees and we are regular in our sadhanas. We are chanting holy names of Krishna. We are chanting our 16 rounds, hearing in association of devotees. That's why it has become easy for us for following all the things, specifically following four regulative principles. Otherwise, it is very difficult for people to quit tea or coffee. Once one man came at our house, at our home. So, what he said? He said that, I mean, my mother also drink tea. She also drinks tea. So she asked him that, would you like to take some tea? So he said, yes, I am the servant of tea. And I was like, what? He said like this, yes, I am servant. I am the servant of tea. And in my mind, I was thinking, if you really want to become servant, then you should become servant of Krishna. And I was telling this same thing to my mother, and she was also laughing on him. That how is he saying that I am a servant of a tea? So see how people, they are so much addicted to all these things. And what to say of other things? People, it has become common for people for consuming non-veg or whatever illicit activities they do. It has become common for people. So yesterday I was little late, like it was around 10 p.m. at night. So someone texted me at this time. So I said, no, I'm sleeping now. I need to wake up early in the morning. I said, what? You're sleeping this much early? So see, it is very common for people to sleep late at night. It was 10 p.m. at night and he was saying, what? You're sleeping this much early? So these things are common for people, and waking up early in morning and following all the things, following four regulative principles. This is really a big austerity for them. Krishna consciousness is not concerned with the relative truth, but with the absolute. In Srimad Bhagavatam, 𝗃𝗃 offers his obeisances to the supreme absolute truth, 𝗃𝗃𝗵𝗵 𝗧𝗲𝗵𝗵. Yes, we are learning this shloka in Srimad Bhagavatam class. Very beautiful shloka. He offers his respects not to the relative categorically truths, categorical truths, but to the summum bonum, the absolute truth. It is a duty of Brahmanas to practice those qualities by which the absolute truth can be realized. And Brahmana means a real Brahmana, not a so called Brahmana by a caste. Yesterday, like yesterday was Sunday, so January is about to come where people fly kites. So yesterday was Sunday and people were, flying their kites. So there was a man, he says, like once he told me, means he was discussing something related to spirituality with me, and where we discussed that, yeah, there is a cycle of birth and death where everyone is trapped. So he was agreeing on this and he said, yes, of course, I'm a Brahmana. I know these things already. You came to know these things now, but I'm a Brahmana. I knew these things from the very starting. And that same Brahmana, he was flying kite yesterday. I mean, I don't understand I don't understand the reason of people flying kites. Will this elevate them in their spiritual journey? Or if I ask that Brahmanaji, that will this flying kite give you liberation from this cycle of birth and death? Then there will be no answer. So I'm trying to tell here that Brahmana, duty of Brahmana, a real Brahmana is to practice those qualities by which the absolute truth can be realized. There is no any other business. No any other business. Only there is one business. I mean, this is not business. Business means work. That one should engage himself to realize absolute truth. So yesterday, when he was flying kite, I was sitting and I was just hearing a lecture. So I was thinking, how easy is this? That you are simply sitting and you're simply hearing, and this hearing, simply you're sitting on a chair and and you're hearing, and this is pleasing Krishna very, very much. How easy is this? But it is very difficult for people to follow this practically in their lives. If you will ask them to, hear these lectures or chant some holy names of Krishna, they'll not do that. And they will keep wasting their times in scrolling their mobile phones, watching stupid reels or shorts, whatever. Have you seen this? Yesterday, one man came at our house, so he was doing this. He was just scrolling his phone and he was watching stupid reels. They were laughing, ha ha ha, and whatever stupid things. I was like, so they are just wasting their time. And when we told them, if we tell them to chant holy names of Krishna or hear something about Krishna, so you will find saying them that no, we don't have enough time for that. And that same person, later you will find him scrolling those stupid reels. Brahmanas must be qualified by practicing cleanliness, truthfulness, control of the mind and the senses, simplicity, and by cultivating faith in the Vedas and particularly in Bhagavad Gita. So now Srila Prabhupada is telling the qualities of a Brahmana, a true Brahmana. that he should follow cleanliness in his life. Let's just discuss every word here because these words are very important. First comes cleanliness. So Srila Prabhupada wrote this thing in a letter that cleanliness is next to godliness. So, many times you will find people saying that why are you doing all these, what they say, chua-chut. Have you heard it? That you are taking bath twice in a day. It's winters, then also you are taking shower twice or thrice in a day, or you want to maintain so much cleanliness. So they say that why are you doing this chua-chut? Um, so this is not something chua-chut. One should understand that maintaining purity in life, cleanliness is very much important. And cleanliness is next to godliness. Krishna, Krishna loves this when you are maintaining cleanliness in your life. Suppose, see, this is practical. When you are maintaining purity in your life, are you conscious about Krishna? That, oh, how can I enter in kitchen without taking a bath? Or how can I touch like whatever utensils in which we eat? How can I touch those utensils with Krishna's utensils? Or how can I, without washing my hands, if I am eating something without washing my hands, how can I enter into kitchen and grab some more food? So when you are following these rules of cleanliness, then you are conscious about Krishna. That's why Srila Prabhupada is saying that cleanliness is next to godliness, because when you are following purity in your life, you are conscious about Krishna. Further, Srila Prabhupada says this point should be very carefully observed. Then you will advance very quickly to the perfectional stage of Krishna consciousness. So see, Krishna consciousness simply means that in your consciousness you are thinking about Krishna. That how my Lord be pleased. So whatever simple acts we do, and in our consciousness, we are thinking that I will be doing it for Krishna. I will be keeping my Krishna in center so that my Lord be pleased. This is Krishna consciousness. So cleanliness is very, very important. Following purity in life is very, very important. And you will see when you follow purity in your life, uh, you feel, you will feel a certain joy in your heart. Just like in morning, if you are chanting and you are chanting by sitting in a clean place, so it really affects your consciousness. And on the other hand, if you are chanting in a dirty place, very dirty place, so it will affect your consciousness. So when we are following purity, cleanliness in our life, this really affects our consciousness. Truthfulness, that one should not be a liar. I mean, devotees don't lie, but yeah, truthfulness, one can understand truthfulness means there should be no duplicity. Whatever devotional services we are practicing, one should be aware of this. I mean, this point should be clear that why am I practicing my devotional services? I am practicing my devotional services not for showing off to other people that, oh, see, I am a great devotee. I'm waking up early in the morning, I'm taking shower with cold water, or I'm consuming grains only once in a day, or that can be anything. I never miss my classes. I chant 32 rounds every single day. I never miss morning program. Prabhuji was telling once one devotee, he said, do you know, I have never missed morning program in my life since I've joined the temple. So he was saying this in proud. So, okay, it is good if you have not missed your morning program, but why to shout? I mean, why to show off this thing? So one should be clear that why are we practicing our devotional services? We are doing it for the sake of pleasing Krishna. And yeah, control of the mind. Now, see, yesterday was the day when it was becoming very difficult for me to complete my rounds. I mean, I don't know what was happening with me. It was like very difficult for me to chant my rounds. But then also somehow I chanted my rounds. So this is called the control of the mind. That there will be times when you will feel like, oh, I have been waking up early in the morning every day. Let's not wake up today. I'll sleep more. Or, oh, I have been hearing classes every single day. Let's take a break today. No hearing today. Today I'll go for a movie. Or today I'll hear some Hollywood or Bollywood song. It's been too long. I haven't danced on Bollywood songs or Hollywood songs or whatever songs. So mind will preach us like this, but one should have tendency to control it. So always just remember this thing, that whatever things you are doing, just ask one question from yourself. Will this please Krishna? So definitely, if you are, instead of hearing about Krishna, if you are hearing any other rubbish songs, or if you are going for a movie, that will definitely not please Krishna. Or if you are consuming something without offering it to Krishna, then that is definitely not please Krishna. So this is called control of the mind. That mind will tell you, mind is monkey. Very amazing thing Prabhuji told, that any person who, whatever he is doing, if he is doing, okay, let me see what he said. Yes, he said it in Hindi. जो मन की करता है वह मंकी है. Just like you see a monkey, he always he do anything. He do any rubbish thing. I remember this thing once. I was sitting in my room, and there's a window in my room. It was opened, and I saw there were three monkeys. Like they were thin monkeys, not like they were not fat. They were thin, and they were playing. They were just jumping and they were playing. And I was chanting that time. So I was chanting out loud, consciously directing Mahamantra to those monkeys. And you know what happened? Suddenly, one monkey, he he went aside, and suddenly he jumped to my window, and I immediately, closed the door. Otherwise, I don't know what would have happened that day. So monkeys are like this. They are stupid. So same way, if we are doing anything and we are doing it according to our mind, whatever our mind is preaching us, then we will be same as that monkey. So one should has this tendency of controlling the mind. Very amazing thing. One more thing was Prabhuji was telling that you will see people, they are trying to become controller in this world, and that's why they disobey the instructions of Krishna, and they are thinking that I am the controller, I can do anything according to according to my mind. But there also, is he independent? He is being controlled with his mind. If you are not obeying the instructions of Krishna, then you are obeying the instructions of your mind. So if you are not becoming disciple of Krishna, then you are becoming disciple of your mind. So you are not independent there also. So this was really amazing point. And the senses, simplicity, yes, mind and senses, control of the mind and senses, simplicity. Now simplicity means that a devotee should live a simple life and he should not wear jeans or denims. You know, Putna, she she came in a devotee dress in front of Krishna. She was she was artificially trying to, show that I am a devotee. She came in devotee dress. And then also Krishna, bestowed his mercy on her. She didn't went to Krishna, uh, you know, wearing a denim or jeans. So this is one point. Simplicity means a devotee should wear, I mean, not specifically about the clothes, but yeah, this is one point, that a devotee should always wear simple clothes. Very beautiful point. One should always remember in their minds that whenever someone meet with you, so your, what to say, there was a word. Yes. So your demeanor means the manner, the attitude, the appearance, or how you're looking. It should be in a way, I mean, the outward behavior and outward, uh, how you're looking. That should be in a way that if any person he is looking at you, that he immediately, like by seeing you, he immediately, it that it immediately reminds him of Krishna. Are you getting what I'm trying to tell here? That if any person he is looking at you, so your outward behavior should be in that way that if any person is looking at you, then it is immediately reminding him of Krishna. So I remember, like on the very first day when I put Vaishnava Tilak on my forehead, so I really forgot it that I have put Vaishnava Tilak on my forehead. But my neighbor, he saw me and he said, "Oh, you are wearing a tilak which is pleasing to Krishna." And then I remembered, oh yes, I put Vaishnav Tilak today. So are you understanding? Simplicity means a devotee should live a simple life. And this was one point, that his outward behavior should be in a way which may remind other people of Krishna. And devotees should always wear, simple clothes covering their bodies, not so revealing clothes or vulgar clothes. It is not pleasing to Krishna. Okay. Especially Matajis, they should always wear clothes which may cover their whole body. And by cultivating faith in the Vedas and particularly in Bhagavad Gita, and how that faith will be cultivated when we will be hearing Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam consistently. I often observe this thing that in my initial days, I was in doubt that whether am I following the right path or not, etc., etc. Many thoughts were coming in my mind, but now I am observing this thing that by consistent hearing, this faith has developed in my mind that yeah, Krishna consciousness is something which can only benefit me or any human being or any living being. Only Krishna consciousness is something which is for everyone. I'm like completely convinced now. And this convincing thing has came by consistent hearing. So cultivating faith in the Vedas and particularly in Bhagavad Gita, that whatever being told, whatever Krishna is telling in Bhagavad Gita, we should cultivate our faith in that way that we may accept whatever our Guru Maharaj is telling, Srila Prabhupada is telling, we may accept it by closing our eyes. That yes, I am a fool number one and I can't understand things by myself, but whatever my Guru Maharaj is telling me, I will be accepting it as it is. This is real intelligence. All right, now we will be continuing our discussion in next class if Krishna is willing. Thank you so much for joining. We will stop here now. Hare Krishna. Jai Srila Prabhupada.